In the last month, I have fought a parking ticket, a surprise medical bill, and my landlord overcharging me on rent. And I won all three of those battles. And I've learned something that can save you a lot of money. And in some cases, the bill sitting in front of you isn't just a demand for money, it's a challenge. Hey, I'm Dr. Lana Denny, Bulletproof Babes, self defense based on behavioral sciences. Now, if you're a subscriber to my station, you know that the common theme in all my videos is strategies and techniques for you to win the battle. And my friends, that battle can take many forms. This week's video is about fighting back against institutions. I was unfairly charged by 3 different entities within a very short period of time. And if it's happening to me, I'm sure it's happening to you out there. So all 3 cases looked completely different, but I won them the same way. I questioned the charge, I did my homework, kept my documentation, and refused to let the process wear me down. Now let's start with the parking ticket for an unpaid meter, which, believe it or not, is $108 in my city. The problem is, I had actually paid for the parking. We don't have meters, but we have these payment kiosks, which I still had the receipt from. Now, you would think this would be an easy open and shut case, right? No. Navigating the portal to submit my argument and receipt was anything but easy. When I went to submit the receipt, which I took a picture of right on your phone, that's what you would do, their portal wouldn't let me upload a JPEG or even a PNG. It had to be in this exotic format, which I had to take the time and effort to research how to do that. And I remember thinking, how many people get to this point and become frustrated and just pay the ticket? The lesson here is, when they throw up a roadblock, tunnel under it. Don't get frustrated. Take the time. Jump through the hoops. After I did all that, they had no choice but to send me my money back. Okay, case number 2. I got an $850 bill from my healthcare organization. And I don't want to name names, but it's a huge HMO on the West Coast that starts with a K. And this was for an annual checkup that was supposed to be free. Just finding out how to contest that bill through their patient portal, My Chart, took almost an hour. I had to research my policy to confirm what preventative services I was entitled to for free, and then I built my argument around their own coverage rules. I wrote that up very professionally and objectively, outlining my points, and voila, the bill went away. The lesson here is, once again, perseverance and do your research. You need to have hard, tangible facts to fight back with. Case 3, and this is a big one. We had received a letter from the rent board that our landlord had enacted a rent increase a couple years ago that was deemed invalid, and he was supposed to return all those excess payments to us within 15 days. Not only did he not return the money, he wouldn't even respond to any of my correspondence regarding this issue. Then he raised the rent again. Now, in my city, there's a special court for that called the rent board. We contacted them and opened a case against this landlord. Initially, he owed us back around $4,800 and a decrease in the newest increase in our rent. And this one was interesting because we had a hearing in front of a judge. And what made this easy is that despite us living here for 31 years, we had a file for every increase in rent notice, along with any and all correspondence from the rent board over the years. When we actually went to trial, the building's owner didn't even show up. He sent the building's maintenance lady to represent him, which was hysterical. When we presented our case to the judge looks at her and says, "How do you explain that these people never got their money back that was clearly listed in the last notice from the rent board?" And she does this. I actually felt bad for her being in this position. And I said to the judge, "Francine's awesome. She fixes everything in our building, but she doesn't deal with rent." Then Francine, the building's maintenance lady, says to the judge, "I'm sure that whatever numbers they put down are correct." So something happened that in that hearing that I don't think the landlord anticipated. The judge decided to go back and re-examine our entire entire rental history from 1995 to present. We got the judgment yesterday. He doesn't owe us $4,800. He owes us more than $13,000. I bet he wishes he answered my first letter. Once again, we won because we persevered, we saved important documentation, and we went through the hoops of filing a case with the city's rent board. Unfortunately, the fact is that the vast majority of people do not fight back. A lot of businesses and institutions profit from your exhaustion, confusion, and reluctance to challenge their authority. Here's one example of just how rarely consumers fight back. Among healthcare.gov marketplace plans, which we have one of those, fewer than 1% of denied in-network claims were appealed in 2024. Hey, that doesn't mean that 99% of those claims are correct. It means that even when people have the right to challenge a decision that could cost them money, almost nobody does. Even in the case of our apartment, 10 other units got the same letter. 3 of those units are friends of ours, and we told them about the refund they're entitled to and gave them all the documentation to fight it. No one but us has. Who knows? Maybe they will change their mind when they see how much money we're getting back. You know why people don't fight back? One, they don't realize they can. That's especially true with health insurance companies, but you can. 2, they don't want to take the time and the effort to do it. 3, authority bias. A bill from a hospital or some government agency or a landlord feels inherently legitimate because of who sent it. 4, persistence asymmetry. And that organization that overbilled you handles disputes every day. You don't. That imbalance can make you feel powerless when actually you're not. Why do big entities do this? Now, I'm not saying every incorrect charge is intentional. Billing systems make mistakes, people make mistakes, but think about the economics of it. Imagine you had a big company with 1 million customers and you charged them $50 for something that they didn't order, an upgrade or something like that. And if only 1% fights it, then you only have to refund $500,000. You made $50 million, you only have to refund $500,000. So let's summarize how to win. The most important thing I did in all 3 of these cases happened before I wrote a letter or even filed an appeal. I changed the way I thought about it. Instead of thinking this is such a hassle, it's such a drag, man, I don't have time for this, I turned it into a game in my head. For me, in my mind, it's like a tennis match. They just serve the ball over the net, which is really the bill, right? They serve that bill over the net. And I decide whether I'm going to let it go past me or I'm going to hit it back. I hit back. 2, research how to fight the bill. Believe me, there's always some way to challenge whatever organization it is. And if you hit a dead end, what consumer rights segments are on your local TV? Every station has them. Where we live, we have like 7 on your side, and there's almost every station has it because viewers really like to see that. And even if they don't air your case on their station, they can help you if you can prove your case. 3, be prepared. Save important documentation. Make your case objectively with facts, figures, and the law, if appropriate to the situation, before you contest the bill. 4, stick with it. Don't let them wear you down. It's just a game. Persevere. And 5, this is a big one, don't rage. Don't get emotional. It's easier to dismiss you as a nutcase if you do that. Just be cool, unemotional. That attitude and documentation gets their attention. Hey, if you like today's segment, please sign up for our free weekly newsletter. I'll put the link in the description. And oh yeah, I'm supposed to say like and subscribe. I hope that helps, and I'll see you soon.